She simply forgot to turn off the hallway light before bed. When she came out to turn off the light, actually saw a horrible scene from the surveillance. Three strange men broke in. They were quietly groping their way upstairs. The woman was shocked into a cold sweat. She rushed into her daughter's room, splashed her daughter with cool water to wake her up, told her to keep quiet, then pulled up her daughter and ran out of the bedroom. The result was a head-on collision with the robbers. Fortunately, there was an elevator in the house. Annie immediately pulled her daughter in and locked the elevator door. However, the other robber was on the second floor, but Annie had already locked the elevator. There was no way they could stop the elevator. Seeing the elevator descending to the first floor, the thugs hurriedly chased it down the stairs. Annie quickly returned to the second floor. The thugs were perfectly teased by Annie. She took her daughter and hid in the secret room. Annie hugged her daughter and hid inside. Shivering, they avoided the chase but were trapped inside. They can never get out until the thugs leave. Annie told the men through the surveillance intercom. She had called the police. The police will be there soon. They'd better get out. However, the robbers didn't believe it at all, because they knew Annie didn't have her cell phone. The robbers told Annie they just want the money in the secret room and won't hurt their lives. They would leave as soon as they got the money. It turns out they used to be the decorators of this villa. Not long ago, construction was accidentally discovered. The owner stashed a fortune in the hidden vault, so they secretly matched the key. While the male owner was on a business trip, they snuck in the middle of the night to commit theft, just to be found by the hostess Annie. However, Annie will not let this group of people succeed. She thought she was safe in the secret room, so she cursed at the burglars. The thieves were instantly enraged by Annie. They grabbed sledgehammers and tried to smash the room. However, there were heavy steel plates inside. The thugs knocked on the walls and found it empty. They took smaller hammers again and started smashing. Annie watched as the walls vibrated visibly. She knew this was going to be the end. A few minutes later, the wall was smashed open. Separated inside was a ventilation duct to force Annie out. The thugs drilled a small hole with an electric drill, then stuck the gas pipe in. Annie climbed up to see what they were doing. A strong wave of carbon monoxide hit her. It nearly choked Annie to death. Then the thugs turned the switch to maximum. If they didn't come out, they'd be poisoned. Luckily, there was a tiny ventilation hole in the chamber. It became their only lifeline.